Olette, hurry! Huh. Aren't these the steps you talked about? The ones that count different going up and down?
Actually, it's the stupidest thing ever, but...
What?
Rai's the one who counted. He's like, every time I count, it's different, you know?
So, he just counted wrong?
Hey, no worries.
And on that note, greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2. A little known fact, you actually can return to the main part of Twilight Town. This is Sunset Hill, the more scenic part of Twilight Town, where you get a decent view of the valley and, I suppose is the nexus point between, well, the town itself and the beach. That Christopher Lee wouldn't want Namine interfering with. I will master this voice. I will. By the end of the commentary, I shall become Christopher Lee's nobody. Yes. Even though a nobody is not meant to exist, I will become Christopher Lee. Watch as Roxas does some sick tricks in the air, doing a handstand. Fuck. But yeah, make sure you get these treasure chests while you're in here, because, well, I mean, you do get to come back to Twilight Town, but I don't think you have an opportunity to get these specific chests. Not that they really contain much, I mean, it's just basic potions at this point, but, I don't know. It's still worth getting regardless if you happen to be a fan of getting more stuff. But regardless, we've got things to do, so on with the show. Let's go off and, bust some myths. I really don't know what I'm gonna call this part, but, might be Mythbusters. Who knows? But again, if you want to talk to Pence, he'll pretty much give you a list of all the myths that you're going to be exploring and, busting, really. Although, not really busting, considering that, as we've experienced with Roxas so far, with all the nobody interference, yeah, these things are quite real. Or are they? But yeah, these messages do change depending on, which ones you've solved and which ones, you know, you still have left to do. You can't ever see what the original stair one was, because, again, as the cutscene earlier established, Rai is kind of a dumbass, you know? And, yeah, hopefully he gets sick eating bad fish again. Well, not that he has in this continuity, but I'm sure he would, and then Fu would kick his ass, and say, rage, or whatever single word phrase that she seems to be established with. Heck, whatever. Again, for non-commentary purposes, I am going to be pretty much taking a scenic route, talking to all the people in town, and all that kind of good stuff. You do have a fair bit to explore here, not quite as big as the other area of Twilight Town, but I don't know. As I said before in the previous part, Twilight Town itself is a fucking beautifully scenic place. Like, I mean, again, it's kind of counterintuitive considering the fact that, well, I mean, the state of the world right now, and the fact that, you know, we're still dealing with a pandemic, to kind of detail what time this playthrough occurred and, you know, the historical context, but yeah, there's something about Twilight Town that really kind of brings out the travel bug in me. Like, I mean, it's the sort of place that, you know, you'd really want to visit, like, you know, taking a holiday, going off and seeing the sights, and I don't know, it's a very beautiful fucking town. And, this was my paid sponsorship by the tourist board of Twilight Town. I don't know who the mayor is, probably some Final Fantasy character. Yeah, we'll just say Bart, because fucking why not. Yeah, he will pay me the money, which is quite literal in this case, because that's Kingdom Hearts currency across the dimensions. And, yeah, these people basically say you don't go in there, there's a scary thing up there, and just sort of allude to what some of the things are. Especially when you go off to one of the first things we're going to be taking care of, which is the mysterious moving bag up on a hill. Which, in retrospect, is actually kind of cruel and makes me very sad, because animal abuse. Well, how it even got there in the first place, it was probably an accident, but I'm sad now. So yeah, this kid's dog is always running off. What could this mean? But anyway, these kids pretty much... Yes, I agree. Actually, I think that bit of advice is actually something that Axel repeats in the beginning of 358 over 2 days, so interesting. So scenic. I really gotta give my props to the visual designers for Kingdom Hearts 2, especially for the in-engine PS2 stuff. Like, I mean, I know it was like 2005 and right at the tail end of the lifespan, but goddamn, the amount of stuff you could wring out of this console is impressive. But yeah, we also have like a bunch of minigames to tackle the 7 mysteries with. Again, when it comes to this bag, it's pretty much a case of, well, ride 'em cowboy. So again, jump on the bag, try and stay on, make sure you don't hit any of the bins or you'll be tossed right off. And basically you gotta wear out the bag's stamina. Yes, apparently bags have stamina nowadays. They just can't keep up like they used to. But yeah, it's pretty much also meant to be a hint as to what these things are meant to be. And there's also a bit of a tutorial for some of the other mechanics in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you eventually get the rest of the game. Little mini-game-a-thon segments that pretty much, well, again, they don't glitch the game out like that and turn your TV into static like you're about to enter the ring or whatever. But again, you'll have segments in the worlds where you're pretty much going to be interacting with specific things and have certain mini-games which I guess are meant to be like context-driven things from the movies they're based on, or at the very least trying to keep with the theme, but I don't know. We'll see a lot more of that as we, you know, see Roxas join up with Sora and travel the worlds together. You know, fighting side by side, working together, just being absolute fun, taking on the Heartless and Nobodies, as you'd expect. Because nothing bad's ever gonna happen to Roxas. I mean, come on. Well, this time, they've been training him for this. Him and Sora are gonna take it against the organization that wronged Roxas. They're gonna be buddy-buddy together in action. It's gonna be great. But yeah, that's one mystery down. A dog. And again, both with this and right-canning the stairs, it's once again proof that human memory is absolute shit, so don't believe everything you hear about the Mandela effect. Yes indeed, it wasn't Bernstein or Berenstain Bears. No, it's Bloodstain. And I suppose you could probably figure out what I was watching before I did this commentary. Honestly, one of my favorite AVGN reviews of all time, actually. But anyway, onwards to the mysterious wall where it throws out a ball. What are these meant to be in context? They look kind of like the energy orbs that were used to test like the mark of mastery in Birth by Sleep. I mean, obviously lacking in energy and stuff like that, but yeah, you can pretty much play a game of baseball with this. Or you can pretty much abuse aerial recovery and pretty much just float your way over there. Oh, no, I thought it didn't cause damage, but I guess I might have been mistaken. Yeah, what you're meant to be doing is basically blocking the balls right back towards the wall. And, yeah, again, if you smack the balls hard enough, again, it pretty much just... Again, if you smack the balls hard enough, it can pretty much knock into the other balls and, basically allow you to get to the wall without really busting your balls too much. It's all, I guess maybe Roxas isn't quite aware of the glitches, given the whole conversation in the previous part about Roxas falling off a tower, being unsure whether that was part of the dream or reality, but... yeah, I guess Roxas is seeing what we're seeing in this case, which makes the first-person mode all the more viable. We are the Roxas. By the way, is this meant to imply that some of the Dusks or Nobodies have like a sense of humor? Or again, is this them, again, as Diz mentioned earlier in the part, the Nobodies trying to find another entry point? Because, I mean, at this point, they do thoroughly have Roxas' sense. Again, he's, as stated in Chain of Memories, like, I mean, the organization cloak isn't just there to look cool, it also blocks out their sense, so again, they can't sense where other Keyblade wielders are, and again, with Roxas once again discovering the power, yeah, he's either going to need an organization coat, or some of the outfits that are given to Keyblade wielders. Again, he doesn't quite get the sick-as-hell armor that Terra, Aqua, or Ventus would get, but he should, and hopefully will at some point in Kingdom Hearts 4. And now, unlike the shadow of the Sora that we didn't face until Neverland, here we have the shadow of the Roxas. So yeah, we had struggle battles with Cypher, we had them with Setzer, Vivi, Painter even, but now let's see how we fare against, well, himself. Although, I mean, to be honest, considering the fact that he once tackled against Axel with a lot more dangerous points, yeah, nothing really going on here. Also, kind of weird that you can beat up a shadow monster with a wiffle bat. But yes, it seems that the Shadow Roxas was made of data. I I will get this voice down, damn it. I will become a voice actor. But now... Actually, were you meant to lose that fight? I mean, I don't know if that's meant to be like a thing similar to, like, some of the optional fights you could lose, like, against Squall in Kingdom Hearts 1, but... No, that might be something for another playthrough, actually. I'm pretty sure you're meant to win, but, if Roxas was on the floor like that... I don't know, I'm gonna have to experiment with that, because that's, interesting. So, tapping into my inner Vixen here. But as you can see, the shadow of the Roxas is here. So yeah, that was a bit creepy, but in any case, we only have a few mysteries left. We've already solved the Shadow Roxas, we've already solved the doggy in the bag, the friend from behind the wall, and yeah, I think all that's left is the tunnel. Are you... well, okay, there is one more that we can talk about a little bit later when we get to it, but yeah, this was a lot shorter than I remember it being. I remember this being longer, both from playing the game myself and from watching old commentaries. Most famously, I think, would be the Hellfire Comms playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2. The one with the infamous 9-month hiatus. God, I'm even nostalgic talking about old commentaries of Kingdom Hearts 2. Much like the Path of Neo, it is a lot of memories for me. What the... oh my god, I'm seeing double! 9 VVs! But, yeah. This isn't the original VV, by the way, so he's not possessed by a dusk anymore. But, they seem to be VVs made of data. So did Namine hijack the data herself? Well, no, really. I used to be a lot better at doing this, but, yeah. Again, like, it's kind of, turgid, if I'm even using that word correctly, to blame the controller, but, yeah, I don't know. Again, I do have a spare PS4 controller. I really should buy one, you know, on the off chance that it doesn't get as ruined as my current one is right now, but, yeah, the analog stick is a little bit fucky, which, fucks with your input. There we go. And that's the end of VV. Or at least, the VV made of data. Kingdom Hearts VV Recoded, one might think. And of course, what do we see here but the original VV himself? Well, not the original Final Fantasy IX VV, the VV of the VEE, which is to say the Kingdom Hearts II. So this is where he practices. I will admit though, like, I mean, again, I haven't fully beaten Final Fantasy IX, but at the same time I am very aware of Vivi's arc, and even in Kingdom Hearts 2 though, like, it's a very nice introduction to the character, I think. Which again, is a shame that the series doesn't use the Final Fantasy cameos that they do have a little bit more often. Because, like, I mean, as we'll later see in this game, they're not averse to giving them story arcs or, you know, characterization. So again, like, I mean, I don't know why Nomura felt the need to exclude them from Kingdom Hearts 3's base game, but I don't know. It's kind of odd, really. And I already started talking over this cutscene, so fuck it. I'll keep on talking, babe. But yeah, yeah, now that I just finally remembered it, yeah, this one's pretty much automatic. It's the Ghost Train, which might hold a few more bizarre things in hold for you. Again, the Ghost Train, unlike all the other parts of Twilight Town, is very much real, and but I mean, it's something that nobody else sees but Roxas, which either means that Roxas is going crazy, or that everybody else is just fucking stupid. Though in reality, could go either way, to be honest. But again, it's really more to do with a plot-related thing than anything else, so, yeah. Enough beating around the bush. What you're gonna be seeing from a majority of this point onwards is basically just cutscenes, but... yeah, it's pretty much showing that enjoy this last bit of respite and friendship that you have right here. I mean, honestly, as you're gonna be seeing soon, even Cypher gets in on the sentimentality, so, yes, his heart grew 3 sizes that day. Which, kind of makes me wonder how the Final Fantasy VIII Cypher would have handled Roxas. Probably just as douchebaggily, but I don't know, he seems to have a better camaraderie with Roxas than he did with Squall at the very least.
If the rumors are true, it'll be here any minute.
For they say the train is empty. No driver, no conductor, no passengers, no return.
We've gotta make it to the beach next year.
Yeah, we better get jobs the second vacation starts.
Good afternoon, slackers. What are you doing out here?
What do you care?
I don't. Tell me anyway.
We're waiting for the ghost train.
Waiting for the ghost train. Why does looking at you always tick me off?
I don't know. Maybe it's destiny.
Destiny? In that case, let's be friends. I don't feel like cooperating with destiny.
When have you ever cooperated with anything?
Cypher!
I know. Tomorrow.
Look!
Oh my god, it's the dope-ass Disney train. Sadly nobody else sees it, but Kingdom Hearts 3 does something special with it, so stay tuned.
It's really true. And there's really no one aboard. What's the catch? There's gotta be a catch, right? Then it's real? Let's go to the station. Let's go in. What?
You'll get hurt.
Huh?
The train will be arriving shortly.
Come on.
A train came from the beach. There was no driver, right?
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah, come on insane boy, let's take you home, get you on your crazy pills, and you can calm the fuck down.
Let's go home and work on the paper.
The rumors were bogus. The end.
We can still make it sound good if we write about all the work we did.
But what about the last one? The seventh wonder?
Who cares?
I do. Come on, Pence.
Whatever.
Roxas,
It's at that haunted mansion.
And so, this is pretty much our final destination before the end. The old mansion. The place we saw in Shade of Memories, where Sora had no idea of what this place's true origins were meant to mean. Again, the mansion itself, in terms of what it was before Twilight Town, or at least the events of this game, aren't really delved into. But given some of the facilities, who knows really? Like, I mean, again, we saw in the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, when we entered World Terminus, that the basement of Hollow Bastion contained those life pods, so in the same way that those became relevant, again, who knows what that mansion might contain, because as you'll see with some of the facilities, it was clearly equipped with some very powerful technology, and well, again, while some of that might have had something to do with, you know, Riku before he was possessed by Ansem and Namine, helping Diz kind of move shot from Castle Oblivion to Twilight Town, I don't know, there seems to be a bit too many bits of memorabilia there that seem to indicate some past presence of Keyblade stuff. And I mean, again, given how the series has a tendency to reuse a lot of its past elements and put some new spins and context on them, I wouldn't be surprised if a future game would take advantage of that. Because, I mean, it's an old abandoned mansion for a reason, it clearly has rumors going about it, and even besides the one that Pence is going to talk to us about by the time we reach the mansion, yeah, it's gonna hold a lot of fascinating secrets for us, so again, I'm interested, and on the off chance that this ends up being confirmed for a future Kingdom Hearts game, I'm gonna say I called it. So, let's see.
You know something?
Whoa!
We were gonna check the mansion out tomorrow. It is the most suspicious place.
Right.
Even Cypher's gang was gonna help.
Cypher?
Yeah, Hayner asked him to.
So, what are we looking for?
Well, they say there's a girl who appears at the second floor window, even though no one's lived here for years.
Once again, when you take a look inside this mansion, you see some of the facilities that it has. Again, I don't think neither Diz, Riku, Ansem, or even Namine could have been able to create all this sort of stuff. So again, clearly this must have had something to do with the past Keyblade wielder. And, yeah, this room is very much styled after Castle Oblivion, which, honest to God, kind of makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, because you would have thought, given how traumatized Namine was of being controlled by Marluxia and Larxene, that she would have wanted to honestly stay the fuck away from Castle Oblivion, but then again, that's also a bit of an abuse subtext that I'll get into a bit later.
Roxas,
Namine? This is... me? And Axel's here too.
you are best friends.
Very funny.
Don't you want to know the truth? About who you really are?
No one knows me better than me.
Of course.
But I don't get what's been happening lately.
You know these three, don't you?
Yeah. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. They're from the dreams.
About a year ago, some things happened. And I had to take apart the memories chained together in Sora's heart. But now, I'm putting them all back exactly the way they were. It's taken me a long time, but pretty soon, Sora will be his old self again. The process has been affecting you too, Roxas.
You mean the dreams?
Yes. You and Sora are connected. And in order for Sora to become completely whole again, he needs you.
Me? What for?
You hold half of what he is. He needs you, Roxas.
Namine? Namine. Who are you?
I'm a witch, with power over Sora's memories and those around him.
A witch?
That's what Diz called me. But I don't know why I have this power. I just do. I'm not even sure there's a right way for me to use it.
I can't help you there. It's funny. Suddenly, I feel like I don't know myself at all. I guess I would like to know. What do you know about me that I don't?
You were never supposed to exist, Roxas.
What? How could you even say such a thing? Even if it were true.
I'm sorry. I guess some things really are better left unsaid.
Roxas! Roxas!
Huh?
Did you see her?
Yeah. Watch the window. Closely.
Ah, lame. That's just the curtains moving. There must be a draft somewhere. I'm surprised this old place even has curtains.
Yeah.
Well, let's head back to the usual spot. Hayner and Olette are waiting.
Hey guys, how'd it go?
The girl in the window? turned out to be a curtain flapping in the wind.
I figured as much. The report's already done.
All right.
So, wanna go find Hayner? He's probably at the station. You know, we only have 2 more days together.
Huh?
Summer vacation, remember?
Oh. Right.
Tomorrow, we search the town.
Next day's the fair.
The last day of summer.
Don't say that. You'll give me an ulcer.
Not if you explode from all that ice cream first.
Why did you show him the train?
Because he missed the trip to the beach.
That's almost kind of you.
No. What about you? Are the holes in your memory starting to fill in?
Yes. The haze is clearing.
The same thing is happening to everyone who had ties to Sora. Very soon, to them, he'd be like a good friend who's gone away for a year.
I've waited, and now I want to know. What is it that you want?
Revenge.
Revenge.
Now for the finishing touches. First, we must dispose of Namine. She did a splendid job with Sora, but it's high time she disappeared. Roxas isn't the only one who was never meant to exist. Take care of it, Ansem.
The day of reckoning approaches.
Restoration at 97%.